Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Xuan Yuan 7 of the Mysterious JG. Yeah, this game, it's weird because of the pace at which I'm uploading this. I'm only doing about an hour of it a week, so I have plenty of time to kind of forget about the game. I'm not getting that invested in little stretches. Some of that might be the timing of my recording sessions, but this game, man, it's really interesting to me to be playing a game from Taiwan. Because for much of the rest of the world, what they get are games from Japan or America with subtitles in their native language. And there's a lot of games, particularly from Japan, but also, no, pretty much just from Japan. I can think of one PC game that's set in China that's like a current series. But yeah, seeing a game from Taiwan about China and its history and mythology is neat. But in like every other respect, this game is just like crushingly mediocre. It's not a bad game. It's just kind of like, meh, not really all that engaging. The protagonist seems a bit bland. His younger sister being kind of like cute and likable and not like sexed up is kind of nice. Other than the fact that she has a big chest, the other female lead that's come along is not really over-sexualized. And the protagonist is bland, but he's not bad. He's just like, he seems like a decent fellow going through this story. And it doesn't have the way over-the-top character melodrama of like Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I've been playing recently. But it's kind of a charming simplicity. I think I'd be enjoying this game more if I was like playing it longer in a stretch, perhaps, you know? In the meantime, okay, you can't. I was wondering if I can actually go down there. So these columns remind me enough of the weird negative energy murder things from Mass Effect Andromeda that I was like expecting to start taking mild shield damage as I got close to them. But I don't like them because they made me think about Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda blows my mind how much time I spent with that game and how little I remember about its story or its characters. Particularly the characters. Alright, let's get down here. Maybe I shouldn't be Let's Playing today. I seem to be in the mood to just criticize video games. Contamination gets worse along the stream.
看来疫病的起因却是水源无疑。这一路上怎么都没见到妖魔？
确实，虽然有不少妖魔逃到了邻居，但这儿一头也未见，颇不寻常。他们也在躲避疫病，还是？
This whole mechanic where you have to be looking at people before you can hear the voice acting, it's kind of getting on my nerves. Not that it's a terrible idea, but I'm not sure why I'm caught up in making sure we hear the voice acting, because it's all in Chinese and I don't understand it. I'm having to read the subtitles for a meeting anyway, so what's the point? What the hell's the story? I've kind of forgotten. I know we were heading for, we got out of, Dark Hornets. Owl and Rat, Dark Hornets. Oh, maybe Quest. Yeah, Quest is where it's going to be. Main quest. Head to the Gaoyang Ruins and meet up with Sergia. Enter the mountain and head to Gaoyang Ruins. Unwelcome guest. Monster attack increasing frequent. That's been dealt with quickly. Oh, the ones that are completed are not in reverse order. So I do remember we cleared out a bunch of monsters near the Plague Village in order to get permission to travel up this mountain, because we need to go up here. I think we're looking for the merchant who's like a rip-off artist but does have some clockwork stuff wanted us to come to this place to get clockwork stuff, and we need clockwork stuff for reasons. We went to find the village of clockwork guys, and they're all dead except for our girlfriend. I know it all ties back to trying to open a door so that a demon will help us revive our sister to a proper human body. And that involves working with these Moas, aka clockwork guys. I think that evil merchant was sending us there to get clockwork. I know, it's clear where we have to go next. I'm just not sure what we're expecting to find there. There's been dark hints that the rebel army that's fighting against Wang Mang, the usurper, who is a bad guy, like, historically. He's a bad guy in the sense that the historians who write about him, who care about him, are Chinese historians, and he was a usurper during a period where the historians writing about him had a lot of ideas about usurping the emperor's authority. But at any rate, there's been hints that we're going to find out that there's something going on with this plague, and maybe the rebel army's leadership isn't as nice as we were hoping. But I can't remember who Shurjia is that we're going to go meet up with. And the problem is, I can't even really be sure that all... Sister Hong are they supposed to be the same person? I thought so, but they're still listed as separate characters. Sergia. Part of the confusion here... Oh, this is Sergia. Okay, so we're meeting up with him? The evil merchant guy? That's surprising. I thought he was, like, too cowardly. Well, maybe we'll find out exactly what he wants us to do when we get there. But I was thinking, oh, it'll be tough to figure out who Sergia is, because the game intermixes family names, personal names, and style names in a way that makes it difficult. Like, we know there's these two brothers, but... Oh, we just entered a new area. I could tell by that paint drop effect that was happening in the middle of the screen. But, like, it's already a bit confusing because, like, we got various Lius. But, Liu Zhui and Liu Yan are brothers. But they also go by Bo Sheng and Wen Shu. Whereas Liu Xuan, I don't think is related to them. But he's a jerk. I don't think he's related to them, or if he is, he's like distantly related. It's like, you know, having two different characters both named Smith, like both the last name Smith. They might not be directly related. But he goes by Shanggong. And this guy's Liu Zhu. He's not. Yeah, there's something going on here. Everybody's last name is Liu. And this game is set in the early Han, so the imperial family name is Liu. The imperial family that was deposed by Wang Mang. I'm confused. Anyway, these are the machine remains. Ooh, maybe we're gonna find, like, maybe we'll be wandering around in some kind of giant steampunk robot. Well, this wouldn't be steampunk. Like, I'm thinking steampunk, like throwback technology, but no, steampunk would be futuristic for this game. Alright, we got the Soul of Purity. Which, did we not already have the Soul of Purity? Is that maybe something I stumbled across on my own? Increase all health recovery effect. Soul of Scourged Hag and Nephrite. That's Nephrite's face! Yeah, we already got Soul of Purity. So we found the recipe for something that we had already kind of stumbled across on our own, apparently. Okay. Unless I'm mistaken, which I could well be. I never know if I'm going to get an actual story cutscene when I touch one of these red icons, or if it'll just mean a new red icon appears elsewhere. We'll get a story cutscene this time. What the? Yeah, let's let him die. He's a jerk. Ooh, is that what he's saying?
那是墨家的升降机关，启动后便会往下。
好，我来拦住妖魔。红儿，你去启动机关。香儿，你负责保护夏洛帐。
He's in my hands.
妖魔带走，危机自然解除。
兄，这样会不会太过冒险？
别担心，我有后手。
好。
Arthur, I have a plan, Arthur.
走。
Why don't we just let him suffer?
你们想干嘛？就你。
Seems strangely selfless there, that he was like, what are you doing? It's too dangerous to save me. Wow, she's strong. She lifted that whole thing up? Wow, she is strong. Getting too old for this shit. Getting too old for this, he says while staring at the young girl's butt. You looking after him like I told you? Excuse me. Sorry, got a little bit of hiccuping going there. Cannot interact.
成了。
头儿，你先上去。
Yeah, the monster stance I'm in with the area of effect stuff is pretty good here. Got a little buttocks shot there, but she's wearing pants that make that less revealing than it would have been if it was like lightning in Final Fantasy 13-2. Oh, new enemy types. Lots of new enemy types. This might be like a boss fight here. Ow, yeah. These other guys are just generics. Okay, so the guy I targeted first, headless dude. Oh, I should have tried to capture him with like Elysium, whatever.
找路上山，和他们会合吧。
Or you could just hang out down here. I mean, all right, yeah, headless guy. Like, okay, big green guy looked like a palette swap of someone I'd already fought. Maybe not even a palette swap. And generic guy was generic guy. Headless guy, I thought was just like, oh, maybe it's a slightly new variation on generic guy. And I think in the end, that is what it is. Because even though it has a boss and it had like a boss stamina meter, it would appear that health meter rather, it would appear that that wasn't too big of a deal. I think that's just going to be a regular enemy fairly soon. Has it worked like that before? Like, we fought that boss that was like glowing fiery red giant wolf after we fought nothing but dire wolves. But we haven't encountered them yet as a regular enemy. See, I'm glad I came over here because it was just a little side treasure I might have missed. There's nothing in there that was like critical, but... That thing. Who is she talking to? Was that... Guess you... That was who I thought it was, right? That was like our companion. She seemed really upset. Like... Oh. I think we're learning a little bit more about who she is.
身为墨者，自当舍小利逐大拿，弃小利取大拿。难道师父没教过你这个？
I know the name Shifu from some other fiction, and I can't remember what it was.
坏了大事。
Has she secretly been planted to lead us to death and ruin? Are the army that we fought, that we met earlier, the Moists? I'm getting really confused now. I think we're finding out that she is not All is not as we believed with her.
红儿叫他师兄，李军也是墨者，难道他们是同门？
Yeah.
是了，那柄机关说，除了墨者。
The first bit of his dialogue there, the subtitles went away too fast. I couldn't read it. But I think we had that army from the beginning that we didn't really know who they were. And I guess it turns out they were Moists. So she's mad at them because she basically, I guess, it looks like we can hop up here, but we can't. She basically found out that, like, they allowed our little sister to get murdered by monsters. And she's angry at them, and he's like, suffering of a few for the good of the many. Have you forgotten your training at the Vulcan Science Academy? Do not become confused, Paul. Do not become too close with these humans. I'll say it because Alda's watching. Enterprise, underrated. I don't think we agree on where Enterprise was at its best and at its worst, but underrated show. Does not deserve some of the flack that it got. I don't know that they were on the right path by having lots and lots and lots of Star Trek fan references in it. Like that last season, they just got more and more about stuff that had been in other Star Treks before. But still, it had some good stuff. Weird halfway point now between modern Trek, which is all... Why am I going off on this tangent? I should save this for when I'm recording Neo 2, and it will just be me speaking to the void and no one will be annoyed by it. But modern Star Trek is like everything else on TV. It's all made to be binged. There's always an overarching storyline for a season. It's forbidden to have standalone bottle episodes, or at best, the bottle episode has to be closely tied in with everything else. And Enterprise is this weird bridging point between modern Trek, which is all about let's make it bingeable. This isn't going out on broadcast TV. This is going out on Paramount Plus. Although they don't release the whole season at a time. They do stagger it a bit like it. But anyway. But the point is, yeah, they bridge the old episode. Like every week has a standalone episode. Occasionally there's a two-parter that I kind of grew up with. DS9 did a little bit of moving towards modern bingeable stuff with the Dominion War. But mostly the old school Trek was standalone eps. And modern Trek is like, let's have... The storyline will unfold over a whole season. Like, I don't necessarily find that better. But Enterprise, in its last season, got into this, like, series of three-parters. It would be a three-part adventure, and then another three-part adventure, and then another. So it's like little mini-season episodes. It was weird, but I don't know that it worked, but it was, yeah, it was like a weird bridging. Maybe I should actually concentrate on Xuan Yuan 7. What do you say? I'll be quiet so you can hear the voice acting, which you won't understand.
那是人类的园林吗？
There might be some folks watching this who speak Chinese, but
义军这群混账东西，竟然拿
they
人
killed
类的
Kenny
园
of
林
those
来吸引
bastards.
妖魔，这怎么回事？我先上山来等你们的时候，
Yeah, you're
是用
really
那个机关
you
瓶
you
抬
killed a
上来
bunch
的
of
吗？
demons to get here, huh?
对，小丫头别插嘴。
哦，
Sorry.
我上来以后，发现妖魔的状态很奇怪，一个一个都像失了魂似的，在这个复魂牢附近游走。我感觉这玩意儿不对劲，试着拆了它。没想到我才刚让它停止运作，妖魔就纷纷醒来攻击我。再后来，你们就到了。你怎么知道这是李军做的？除了李军，还有谁会鼓捣这玩意儿？你吗？
Don't know.
其实你很擅长机关术，也对李军了如指掌。你和他们究竟是什么关系？拿去。
He kicks you in the nuts.
高阳遗迹的大门早就被反锁了，要想进去，只能走小路。我把位置标记在地图上了，你自己看吧。至于其他问题，要是你们能活着出来，再 再来遇水问我。
Okay. Why won't you tell us now? We have to enter the Guaring
地图
Join
到手了，
ruins.
地点也标示得很清楚。但是，像他这样和领军牵扯不清的人，可以信任。
夏老丈感觉不是坏人，也许他有些难言之隐吧。
So she has been a real jerk to us.
也未必只有坏人才会做坏事。红儿，你怎么看？
What do you think, traitor? I mean, Hong.
我觉得他可能是我们商漠的前辈吧，
哦，
Or
只是他没有承认。
Shangmo? Am I supposed to know what that means? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of the story when you're too busy going on weird asides about Enterprise, which is like... God, when did that air? Was that 90s? Aughts? I mean, either way, it's more than a decade old. Sergia had a style at Yui Shui. So yeah, he bounces to go back and talk to him at Yui Shui before he'll tell us anything, which is kind of annoying. Where he sold trinkets rarely found anywhere else. The first time I viewed it as a stand, I remember finding his merchandise charming and intriguing, but the way he marketed it as good was gaudy, and the prices he asked were ridiculous. I'd be surprised if he ever actually managed to sell anything. So she was actually quite a kind person. What? Okay, I've really missed something then. I remember him constantly trying to rip us off. Am I getting him confused with a different merchant? Because at one point, one of the generals, like, you know, General Boshang or his brother, General Boba Boshang, they made him, like, give us something for a reasonable price, because otherwise he was going to make us pay, like, 1 billion yuan or yuans or whatever, chuans, whatever the money in this game is called. I'm sorry. I'm just a middle-aged white guy who doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. What can I tell you? But yeah, I guess I'm getting characters mixed up here. And it has less to do with the fact that they're Chinese than it has to do with the fact that I don't understand the speech at all. So they could be Caucasian characters speaking a language I don't understand, and it would still be confusing. But they all kind of dress the same because it's a period piece, and I'm getting a bit lost. But I thought this guy was a jerk, but apparently we like him, or at least Taishi Jiang does. Yes, I got her name right. There was a 50-50 chance. There was a 50-50 chance. I know it's Taishi Jiang and Taishi Zhao, but I can never remember which one's which, because I don't have a strong notion in my mind that either name is male or female. Anyway, so Jiang likes Jia Dan well enough. See, she was actually a kind person, and his bark was worse than his bite, but after we saved his life, he didn't do so much as thank us. Yeah, so why does that make him nice? In fact, he specifically told me not to say anything to Brother and Sister Hong. What a stubborn old man. I don't get it then. Why do you think he's nice? The village. Okay, he almost killed Brother. I'm looking for a... How does she even know what he looks like? Whatever. I don't think she's supposed to have drawings of them. So Mo Huang was the general, and his soldiers said they had come to capture monsters and needed a guide. But the villagers were so afraid of facing monsters' attacks, eventually fell to Brother. The next time I saw him, his eyes had a haunted, frightening look. He had the expression of a man who cared for nothing but slaying monsters. Yeah, because this is where she got in danger. And this guy seemed nicer, although he's got 4 bits of character description, 3 left to unlock. This guy's only got 2, so we may not find out a whole lot more about him, even though he seemed nice. But he's just an early game character. I don't know. Maybe we see him later and he gets murdered or something. But like King, we're never going to learn more about King. He seemed like he was going to be important. He's the demon who's locked in behind a gate and was going to help us. It seemed like that would be a big deal. They played him for laughs, like he's not really going to be that dangerous when we finally find out who he is. And this guy who tried to murder us, like, I don't even know why he got a character screen, actually. Whatever. I'm obsessing about details in this thing that probably don't matter. Soul Snare. The Soul Snare is nothing but bait. It uses... Is it master? Never mind, sorry. It uses human souls to lure in creatures and then captures them with a monster trap. If you accidentally break a Soul Snare, the number of incoming monsters will create chaos. That's exactly what happened to Sergia. Sergio sounds like it is a like it's Sergio Leone or something. Monster trap. The creatures lured in by souls were trapped as soon as they touched the monster trap. But even though it was large enough to hold any of them, it could only hold so many at once. Even when it was full, it continued to draw the beasts towards it, leaving them free to wander around and create havoc. So I'll be curious to find out who's creating these monster traps. I would imagine that is a story point that we need to get to the bottom of. But we're pretty much at a good spot to call it a video, I think. So I'm going to do that. And more so than other games, I get paranoid about this one having recording issues, so I'm going to stop and make sure the video took before I continue on. Although it's recording straight from my PS4, so the game doesn't really make a difference. I've just had... You know what? It's games set in China, because I haven't had the Neo video or a Grand Theft Auto video get, like, eaten up. What's the other series I'm doing? No, that would really be it. I haven't had Neo, Grand Theft Auto. None of those have gotten like gobbled up and consumed. But recently, I've lost a video or two from this game and RTK. So it's a game set in China, which is weird because I'm using an AverMedia thing, which I'm pretty sure is Chinese. Maybe I've just come to that impression. But you know what? Actually, it's probably from Taiwan. AverMedia is probably from Taiwan. Their English language help support sucks. Their hardware is good. Their English language tech support sucks. And I don't know why I keep going off on these weird tangents. When we come back next time, I can't promise we won't go on weird tangents, but I do promise that we'll try to progress the story. See you then.